My View of the Way of Nature. Siafang. December 4, 2023. Translation edited by Chinyo. I emphasize that Lifechanyuan follows the way of nature because it is synonymous with the way of the greatest creator. Nature equals the greatest creator, and the greatest creator equals nature. Nature embodies all the laws and principles of the universe. Everything in the universe exists and evolves within these laws and principles. In this sense, nature is Tao, and Tao is nature. Tao is the spirit of the greatest creator, the consciousness of the greatest creator. Therefore, we know that the greatest creator, Tao, and nature are one. The greatest creator equals Tao equals nature, nature equals Tao equals the greatest creator. Everything perceived by the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind is a manifestation of nature. Every phenomenon, every event in nature, is part of its evolutionary process, from the fluttering of a butterfly's wings to the violent eruption of a volcano, from a person sneezing to the explosion of a star. Everything happens within the embrace of nature, so we should follow the way of nature. In fact, whether we follow the way of nature or not, the reality is that we are already within the way of nature. Everything in the universe is within the way of nature. No life, no phenomenon, no event can escape the palm of the way of nature. Understanding both the essence and the reason behind things, having a clear mind and bright eyes, brings us endless benefits. Firstly, our journey of life will become simple, light, joyful, and pleasant, rather than complex, heavy, troubled, and painful. Secondly, we will avoid reefs, pitfalls, obstacles, and deception, making our journey of life smooth and safe. Finally, by following the way of nature, we can reach a better space. I'll give some examples to illustrate. In Lifechanyuan, there is no idol worship, just a love for nature. Lifechanyuan does not celebrate festivals related to gods, Buddhas, celestial beings, and saints, nor does it celebrate festivals related to countries, nations, great people, or individuals, only natural festivals, such as the Mid-Autumn Festival and the Spring Festival. In Lifechanyuan, there are no temples, monasteries, shrines, or churches. We just integrate into nature. Isn't life simpler and easier this way? Things undergo cycles of formation, duration, decay, and emptiness. Life experiences cycles of birth, aging, sickness, and death. This is the way of nature. Therefore, we will no longer mourn the decline of something, nor will we sorrow over our own aging or the passing of our loved ones. I live each day happily and freely, allowing everything to return to its rightful place, ashes to ashes, and dust to dust. Why in Lifechanyuan, one should not interfere with others' minds and affairs? Because everyone is within the way of nature, everyone has their own unique life trajectory and destiny. Interfering with others' minds and affairs not only annoys people but also disrupts and influences nature's arrangement for them. Therefore, watching someone go to heaven without jealousy or interference, watching someone go to hell without intervention or interference. Great as the sun, beautiful as peony flowers, have never interfered with anyone's destiny for millions of years, so small as you and me should not impose influence on others. Lifechanyuan does not advocate the cultivation of supernatural powers, gong, magic and techniques, because as humans, the way of nature has already arranged everything for us. All the skills needed for survival are provided, even the thresholds of hearing and sight are set to protect us. Otherwise, if we could hear plants growing, hear people talking 3 kilometers away, see ghosts around us and gods in the sky, we would not survive. Therefore, as humans, longing for and seeking supernatural powers, gong, magic, and techniques are contrary to the way of nature, and it goes against the way of nature. Understanding the way of nature, we can be as calm as water and tranquil and serene. Born in poverty? Well, that's okay. Born into wealth? Well, that's fine too. Stay in a 5-star hotel? Feels great. Stay in a thatched cottage? Wow. Beautiful. In short, adapt to circumstances and remain calm. A mouse is a mouse, a cat is a cat. This is the arrangement of the way of nature, so there is no insistence on others, nor on oneself, no insistence on cabbage having the value of radishes, no insistence on wolves turning into herbivores, no insistence on children becoming rich and famous, no disdain for parents not leaving a substantial inheritance, no insistence on others acting according to one's own intentions, nor insistence on oneself becoming a certain type of person, act according to one's own inner preferences, become the person that the universe needs according to the arrangement of nature, play the role that one should. After walking the way of nature, I discovered that selfish desires and attachment to the self are contradictory to the way of nature. Consequently, selfish desires and attachment to the self vanished. Without them, I eventually realized that I belonged to a heavenly life, having transcended the ordinary. It turns out that selflessness leads to self, and selflessness leads to fulfillment is the highest and most profound secret of cultivation. Only by reaching the state of having nothing can one discover that they possess everything. After understanding the way of nature and adhering to it, looking back at everything in nature, observing everything happening in human society, and witnessing the aspirations and actions of people around us, it's full of humor, very funny, while for yourself, like driving with a GPS navigation map installed, regardless of how complicated the roads or how challenging the city may be, you will eventually reach your destination.